Bridgerton is one of the most watched and beloved shows, and its undeniable popularity is definitely fueled by its steamy scenes. Discover what the cast of the show revealed about filming them. Learn how Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton made their on-screen romance believable.
Oh, God.
How dare you?
Stop.
How
Needs to
dare
be
you?
gassed up.
Find out what Phoebe Dynevor thought about shooting that library scene,
You were wonderful today.
and which surprising tool Jonathan Bailey had to use during all the intimate sequences. Shall we commence? Such close and personal scenes are never easy to shoot. Nicola Coughlan and Luke Newton were actually intimidated by the racy scenes. Of course, they both knew that day was coming. After all, the author Julia Quinn revealed that Penelope and Colin's romance was her favorite storyline, and fans anticipated witnessing their journey from friends to lovers so badly. Fortunately, Luke and Nicola had a certain privilege over the leads of the previous seasons.
At the same time, it's beneficial. It's not a stranger that I've just rocked up on set and met for the first day and had to do a kissing scene.
The pair became good friends during their time on the show. Many fans even hoped the actors were secretly dating off-screen. Sadly, they were not. But Newton and Coughlan are pretty close IRL.
I think because we truly love each other. You know what I mean? Like, he is a really special person in my life.
And that's exactly what makes Poland's story so relevant. Their on-screen romance resonated thanks to the chemistry between the co-stars. Still, Luke confessed that you can't really prepare for stripping down naked in front of your friends.
Oh.
Incredibly, Nicola later shared that the raunchy sequences, strangely, became one of her favorite parts about filming this season. Much to her surprise, they ended up being quite powerful, creatively satisfying, and even liberating. As screen partners for many years, she and Luke had huge trust in one another. Moreover, the showrunner gave them lots of control over how the love scenes should be done. So Luke and Nicola really went for it without holding back. The two were so enthusiastic that they even broke a piece of furniture. That was quite unexpected, but absolutely relevant to their characters.
It was very Colin and Dynevor because then we just burst
It was,
into
because
laughter.
we were like, oh, so sexy, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Da, 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 boom, boom.
Yeah.
Even between takes, they would stay under the blankets instead of getting dressed and waiting somewhere else. But there was one thing Nicola and Luke struggled to deliver on set: a perfect romantic kiss.
Because you have to, on-screen kissing, you have to be careful to make it look beautiful.
Coughlan explained that sometimes it feels good in person, but doesn't work on camera. So the show's director asked them to try again and again.
And it felt like it looked
It
really
felt like
passionate.
sexy. You're like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
is gonna look so. And they were like, no, it doesn't. Like.
Yeah.
Moreover, the actress was reminded multiple times that she should act like an innocent 19-year-old aristocrat.
She was like, Nicola, she's
Yeah.
a virgin. I was like, yes, true.
Thankfully, the Anita cast and crew of the show were really supportive, especially the romantic leads of seasons 1 and 2.
What was gorgeous about Simone is she just made it known that she was there for me if I needed her. The show, and also with Phoebe.
These actresses knew exactly how Nicola felt, as they had a similar experience. Rege-Jean Page wasn't exactly comfortable being the first to, well, let it all hang out in season 1, especially with so many strangers on set.
And then there's also just like Fran in the corner who's just standing there just kind of deciding whether or not to look. She's like, I have to look. I'm not allowed to look. I have to look. Could you please go easy on the bed? It's very, very old. It's not quite so enthusiastic. Oh, do go on.
Page was even more puzzled when his stunning physique was suddenly seen by all of his relatives.
I had to make so many tactical cups of tea. And I left the room and made my tactical cup of tea and came back and you were still going. So I had to start doing pots of tea. You know, you had to kind of keep building up the...
Three-course meal, a tasting menu, if you will.
But come on, there was a lot to look at. Phoebe Dynevor revealed that her very first scene with Rege-Jean Page was that now famous encounter in the library. Thankfully, all of the raunchy scenes were rehearsed before shooting, very much like action sequences.
My first scene was a very explicit and it was quite heated.
And here, all the preparation came into play. She knew exactly where and when Rege would put his hands, how they both should move, and so on.
It's not restrictive. If anything, it makes life a lot easier because it's no longer awkward because you know what you're doing.
All that resulted in an amazing performance. Phoebe confessed that she was very proud of those scenes because they felt very real. Probably even too real sometimes, right? Surprisingly, Jonathan Bailey's first day on set was also steamy. That was the scene where Anthony and Sienna were getting busy in the park against a tree. Jonathan joked that he got to know the makeup department intimately on day one.
You know, there is a moment where they go, "And can we lower the breeches?" And when I lowered the breeches for the first time, they went, "Can we call in makeup?" It was just to shine the body.
Even after such a start on the show, the actor felt pressure entering the limelight in season 2. He explained that it was because of how high the audience expectations were.
Big boots to fill, for sure.
But of course, he always knew that Anthony and Kate's story would be the next to be told after Daphne and the Dukes. However, Simone Ashley was new to the world of Bridgerton, so she felt lucky to have such an experienced and understanding co-star as Jonathan.
We always have had each other's backs, I think, throughout this whole journey, that whole shoot. And I think it was stating the obvious that we always communicated with one another.
The chemistry between the co-stars was mesmerizing. Still, Simone also credited a particular crew member who helped make it so visible.
Yeah, we got to work with an amazing intimacy coordinator who was really passionate about portraying female pleasure and normalizing it and not making it so taboo.
After season 2 premiered, Bailey even shared some practical secrets from the set. Namely, he mentioned certain tools and techniques that made the sex scenes in Bridgerton happen safely.
It's a 3-barrier rule, which means you'll have your barrier, I'll have mine, and then this would be the half-inflated netball.
What he was referring to was actually a Pilates ball, which was used occasionally during season 2. But later, the show's intimacy coordinator, Lizzie Talbot, revealed that the real star of the show was a flight memory foam cushion. It allowed the actors to move quite freely without having to connect physically. Talbot shared that she came up with the idea during a long flight from New York to London. As she was using the pillow purchased at the airport, she thought that it would be really good for simulated sex scenes. It condenses really small, but it provides a really solid cushioning between two people. And although the entire situation still felt a little awkward, the result was worth it.
We had to take it seriously in order to have fun with it on the day, and I think we did a good job of that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And what do you think about how believable are the love scenes on Bridgerton? Share your opinions in the comments. And don't forget to check out our other videos about this show. Stay awesome!